Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Recha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And bear with me. I know it's a little dark in here, but Lord willing, the audio is coming through clearly, and that's pretty much the important part. All right, that you can hear the message. So basically, this is going to be an exhortation, as you can see in the title, "O prophets, dearly beloved." This is just a thought that came to me, as I was just driving, dealing with the importance of the work, as the scriptures refer to it as the labor of love that we are, involved in as prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because when you read through the history of the prophets of Israel, all the various prophets and the different in the different time periods that we've lived through, there's been a lot of hell, okay, that the men of the Lord have gone through, that the prophets have had to endure, and still continue to stand firm, maintain their faith, and to do the will of the Lord. Okay, there were things that the Lord asked them to do, that weren't the easiest things. There were things that they had to endure while prophesying from the people that they were prophesying to, that weren't the easiest things. There were, some of them lost their lives in gruesome, painful ways as testimonies, to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And so the labor of a prophet is not, a walk in the park, because in some generations it may be easier than others, but all in all, in other generations it can be very, very difficult. And so it's the prophets of the Lord, and not, this is not only the prophets of the Lord that are beloved, okay, but in this lesson, that's the focus. All right, my focus is on that. But it's an exhortation to every one of us who are believers to continue in the work that we're doing, because it's not an easy path. All right, there are a lot of people that have come through, a lot of them that have fallen, that because they were not able to continue in it. But Lord willing, if we be the ones that endure unto the end, all right, we would have accomplished one of the greatest tasks, which is to do the will of the Lord successfully, as Yahweh Shai did. Okay, but it takes true, genuine sincerity, love and faith in order to continue in the work of a prophet. All right, to be diligent. See, that's not something that a lot of people are able to do, because not a lot of people are are genuinely invested in doing the work of a prophet. Okay, when the fun parts die, they die along with it. They're not interested in continuing. And this is an exhortation to continue if you're one of those that are diligent, that truly does care about the flock, that truly does, take passion in teaching the word of the Lord, that truly, sincerely fears Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, which keeps you in line when nobody else is watching. Continue to do what you're doing, because you are dearly beloved in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, you are likened as unto an obedient son. All right, and an obedient son is very loved by their parents. Who doesn't love an obedient child? Okay, that is always doing whatever they can to please their parent. So that's why the Lord will deliver us from whatever situations we're in. But remember that just like the men of old went through things and they held on to their faith, it was all for a common goal. And that's what we're all fighting for. And as we're coming into these turbulent times, a lot of as they say, those that are gonna break the fall, okay, is pretty much gonna come on the prophets. Because when people think of Hebrew Israelites, they're really looking at the prophets, because we're the ones that are out there actually teaching. So we're the ones whose faces are out there. We're the ones who are looked at, who are, when they talk about the quote unquote camps or whatever, that we're the ones that are really targeted. All right, and as various forms of persecution comes along, guess what? We're gonna need to hold on to our faith, and continue to endure as these things come along and come upon us. Right? It tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, that there shall be a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. But with all these things, remember what the Apostle Paul said in Romans the 8th chapter, getting to the last verse. He mentioned that not trials, not tribulation, not angels, not principalities, not death, none of that can separate us from the love of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Okay, and we are loved if we continue to do the things that are pleasing to the Lord. But what the Apostle Paul also said was, for I reckon that the tribulation, right, the trials of this time are not worthy to be compared to the glory which shall be revealed in us. So when the Lord comes back, well pleased, right? There's a scripture that says that to the servant that continued doing the will of the Lord, right, that the Lord shall come and find so doing, right? Doing what? Doing his will. He's gonna put a crown on his head, and he's gonna let done, my good full servant, and a good and that is beloved, because even from the heavens, Yahweh Shai is advocating for us. All right, when you get weak, the Lord advocates for us that we may be strengthened. Right? Did he not say that to the Apostle Peter? That I've prayed that your faith fails not, because your faith can fail you. All right, and in these times we can't afford that. So just when you read like in Daniel the 10th chapter, Yahweh Shai told Daniel that he was a man greatly beloved in the heavens. And the second his supplicant, man, I look crazy. Oh, my teeth, all you see is just this darkness and teeth, but it's all right. It's all right. It's all edification anyway. But when that when he started making his supplication, the commandment was already given from the heavens. Look, go down there and go service him, whatever he needs. Because we're doing a weighty work. Now, at the end of the day, the Lord can raise up stones to do what we're doing. But in terms of the storyline, we were handpicked. We were chosen by the Lord to do this work. We were called. That's in the book of Matthew. For many are called, but few are chosen. But to be called in it alone, all right, to actually do the work of the King of the universe, remember, that's not something that you just get up and, oh, I'm just going to go audition for a position as a prophet, and then that's it. No, there has to be something special, and you have to be appointed to do that job. See, the Lord has to have created you that way and appointed you to do that job. So we were actually, because in the world, we were doing our own thing, right? Every single one of us we all had different things we were doing when we were in the world, different aspirations, different dreams, different thoughts when we were in the world before the Spirit of the Lord woke us up through the teaching and the preaching, right? The foolishness of preaching. Yeah, it's so-called foolish, and yet that's how we woke up, right? If it wasn't through the quote-unquote foolishness of other men's preaching, how would we have heard the word? See? So whatever it is, like, people may mock you while you're out there, they may scoff, they may look down on you, whatever the case is, but guess what? There's great knowledge that we know we have. You wouldn't have heard it if somebody else was not out there making themselves look foolish to teach the word of the Lord. See? And if somebody could do it for you, you should be able to do it for others. But the point is, the Lord picked us to do his work. He trusted us with his secret, Amos 3:7. So we're really like the closest ones to the Lord, because he trusts us with his secrets. And then he tells us, go out there and go and warn such and such. I've entrusted, as a matter of fact, Yahweh Shai entrusted the sheep into our care. Right? That's he said that, what do you tell Simon Peter? Lovest thou me? He said, yea, Lord, you know that I do. He said, feed my lambs. Feed my lambs. So the Lord left his sheep and his lambs in our care. And one thing about when somebody leaves something or someone in your care, you take better care of them, or of that thing. You take better care of it than if it was yours. If somebody leaves something in your care, you make sure that that thing is like good, perfect, just the way they left it. You would hazard, your situation to make sure that everything is just the way that like if you borrow something, for example, from someone, you want to make sure when you get it back, it's in the perfect state. Versus if it's yours, it's a little different. But you go the extra mile to preserve whatever it is that was given into your care or into your hands. So that's pretty much how it is. Yahweh Shai, keep that in mind, that the care of the flock has been put into our hands. And what we feed the flock, we are going to be held accountable for. So because there's so many false prophets out here, there's so many people that are self-willed, there's so many people that just misunderstand what the actual role of a prophet is. Like, they misunderstand what the point of what we're doing is, what the ministry is actually about. And so for the very few sincere ones that actually understand what your job is, and you sincerely do it, you sincerely wake up with the intention and desire to do the right thing, not because somebody's watching, but because it is correct. You do the right thing because it's the right thing to do, according to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Those are the dearly beloved ones that I'm talking about. Okay? And that extends past just the prophets. That goes to anybody, any sincere believing Israelite that is doing their best to serve the Lord how he requires us to serve him, how he requires us to honor him. Okay, if you're sincerely doing that in a world like this, then the Lord is looking at you, and he is Lord willing pleased. Okay, so really now we're coming to the point where the Lord is gonna be our time to shine, so to speak. Obviously, it's gonna start with Yahushua, but he's coming back and he's gonna be joyous. You know, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like you left something very important. You know, like maybe like your wallet or something. It had something very, 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 very important, some secret, you know, card that was just like worth more than your life inside of that wallet, and you couldn't help. You can't lose that card. You can't afford to lose that card, and you left it. But your homeboy or your friend or your brother, you know, realized that you left your wallet, but you weren't there. And he went through the depths of whatever. It fell into a drain. He went down there and, you know, all of that just to try and claim your wallet back for you. You know, you come back, he got scratches on him. He's exhausted, tired, you know, but he got the wallet, you know. And he's like, yo, I forgot about, yeah, you got it. He said, yo, it fell in here. I had to jump in there. You know, it was pretty crazy and bad, but I got the wallet though. How pleased are you going to be? Because number one, he got the wallet that you're looking for is good. And number two, you think about, damn, you went through all of that. Like, you didn't even know how important it was, you know, to me. I obviously knew that I might need it, but you didn't understand, you know, the realness of it. But look at how hard you went to preserve something like that for me. So when you come back, and you see that, you're gonna feel all kinds of emotions, you know. But number one, you're gonna feel joy that, damn, man, this brother right here went this extra mile, you know, for me. So when Yahweh Shai comes back, you want him to come back and see your face and be happy, because he's been watching you from the spirit world, seeing that, yo, this brother, man, it doesn't matter what I throw this man's way, he's just on it. You know, it doesn't matter what adversity like tries to block him, he's gonna get the work done. And he's been doing that since he came in the truth. He's been on fire, you know. And I've been watching him, and I've been helping him, and I've been, you know, praying to the Father for him, and I've been rooting for him. So when the Lord comes back, he's going to have that, you know, you want the Lord to be pleased to see you when he comes back, which is like a tall request, because we're doing what we're supposed to do, but we don't know. We don't know. You know, is it enough? Is the Lord happy? Is he not? You know, sometimes you feel he is, sometimes you feel he's not. Sometimes you feel like the Lord is really near unto you, and sometimes you feel like, Lord, are you taking your spirit away? Like, you know, you feel afraid. So you're constantly in like that spirit of like suspense of not fully knowing. Okay, but you still keep on, you know, carrying on. You know, you got your BS in the world that stresses you out.
Camera ahead.
All right, you got your BS in the world that stresses you out, things of the world that try to pull you left and pull you right, but you always, no matter how stressed you are, you cut out whatever time it is you need to cut out, and in that time you forget about everything else and you do the work of the Lord. And then you come back to that stress, you put that shit on hold, do the work of the Lord, and then you come back to it. Trust me, man, if you are prioritizing the Lord, he's going to prioritize you. If you are sacrificing for the Lord is going to make sure that you're taken care of and protected. Because what can't the Lord do, right? It's not the hell that you go through sent from the Lord anyway. So why would the Lord send that your way? It's all a test. You know, it's all a test. But that reward that the Lord said he's coming with, right, to give every man.
Camera ahead.
All right. Okay, I got it. Thank you. The reward that Yahushua said he's coming with to give every man according as his work shall be, for the prophets that are sincerely doing the work of the Lord. Like I said, it extends past the prophets, of course, but the focus of this lesson is on, you know, those that are on the front lines laboring, you know, for however long it may be. If you are sincerely doing this work of the Lord has a great reward for you. Because I've said this before, we understand to a point, but we don't fully see the magnitude of what it is that we're actually doing. Like, I'm doing a lesson right now, and I'm doing it because the Spirit is on me to do it. You know, I'm supposed to. But when the Lord comes back and gives us the understanding of everything, that's when the full picture will sink into your mind as to the gravity of the work that you were actually doing. You know, understanding the full cycle of what it takes for you to actually do the things that you're doing, do these lessons, you know, and how it actually impacts others. You know, because these lessons are very impactful to us. Like I said, you're doing the lesson, you may not see the person that's listening, you know, you may not, you know, feel whatever it is they're feeling, but the words that you're speaking, which are coming from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, is impacting people. Okay, the sincere believers and listeners, they're being impacted. And that's influencing their actions, it's influencing their thoughts, it's influencing their faith. So when you're diligent and you're constantly feeding the flock to where they may be weak in the faith, but from watching, listening, and learning, they may pick up good habits, they may understand better, they may grow, they may be more inspired, you know, to serve the Lord, to be beneficial to the Lord, to be fed. Guess what? That's what the Lord is looking for. You know, that's the goal. Ahead. Damn it, woman. All right, that's the goal, right? The goal is that edification. If you just turn on the camera just to turn it on, just because, you know, whatever the case is, and there's no edification coming out of it, you know, like there's no point, there's nothing that can be gained from the lesson, it doesn't count. Okay, it doesn't count. Why do we do these lessons? Well, the Lord gave us a spirit to go and teach, right? So if you're doing a quote unquote lesson, but there's no actual lesson in the lesson, then it doesn't count. Okay? But if you're doing something, you know, you're putting effort into it, you're going through these scriptures, you know, you're bringing out the points, you're whatever type of lesson it is, but it's still a lesson and you're edifying, guess what? That counts. Okay? The Lord looks at that and he is pleased. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is pleased with that. You know, they're like, yes, this person is using, I know that the talents I gave such and such is not going to waste. You know, they're doing their best with it. Whether it's 3 a.m. in the morning, not 7 a.m. in the morning, you know, 8 p.m. at night, whatever time it is. They may be exhausted as hell. They may have had a stressful day, but they don't care. When it comes to the work of the Lord, that all goes to the back somewhere. That's what makes you dearly beloved. The things that you will go through to get the work of the Lord done, the things that you will go through to put the Lord first, that's what makes you dearly beloved. Not putting the Lord on the back burner because you are not prioritizing things correctly. Okay? Not doing the work of the Lord, you can't blame priority for that. That's just an excuse. Because what if the Lord points to the next brother and say, you know what? Let me show you something. You see this brother right here? Let me show you what he's going through. And then you may find out this brother's going through things far worse than you. And yet, look at the diligence that they're showing. And then you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, damn, I went X amount of time. I didn't even put anything out. I didn't, you know, do anything to contribute to the Lord's work. And I thought that I had an excuse because I was catching hell or I was going through this or I was going through that. But, you know, the Lord just showed me, look at what this brother was going through. Right? So you just never know. You just never know. But guess what? The Lord is going to say, this brother right here, whatever you're going through, you putting all that to the side and you doing what's needful for me. Hey, guess what? Ain't nothing that you need that I'm not going to give you. You know, ain't nothing that you need that I'm not going to give you. The Lord doesn't test us just to punish us. You know, he tests us to test us. Okay? There's something that he's looking for. You know, but at the end of the day, man, it's about those that are willing to go 144% for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Those, and they're going to do it because it's in their spirit to do it. You know, they were created that way. All right, from the beginning. But to you, all right, you are the prophets dearly beloved. Okay, the ones that the Heavenly Father, is pleased with. He's well pleased with. Okay, and if you continue in those good works, then hey, let's make sure you. There you go. If you continue in those good works, then may Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Barakatham. All right, to all of you, and Lord willing, I'll be a part of that. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that. Salakia, once again, like I said, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's my phone, but the writings, whenever I stream this way, they always like, yeah, it's like very written on top of each other, so I can't really read it, but to all you sincere listeners on the comment board, Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Barakatham. Why, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Bracha Kodash. Until next time.